up with the forecast later in the programme. Now, a new department store opened in Cambridge today.
The John Lewis store is one of 52 new shops which will form part of the Grand Arcade development.
The arcade will fully open in the spring. It's hoped it will make Cambridge city centre one of the premier destinations for shopping in the region. Philippa Heath reports.
It's surely every woman's dream to walk around an almost deserted department store, to try on the shoes and check out the fashions. No queues, no hassle. But for me, this was just window shopping, because this John Lewis branch in Cambridge's new Grand Arcade hadn't quite opened for business. This is now the biggest John Lewis store in the region. It's cost £40 million to build. Even in shop terms, that's a lot of money. For John Lewis itself, this is a massive commitment and investment to Cambridge city centre.
Planning permission changed, and it encouraged for a while a lot more out-of-town development. That has turned back and said actually it's much better to try and build in these city centres rather than fragment our towns and cities with everything on the outskirts. So we're pleased to be back in the heart of here, and we think it's money well spent to do that in Cambridge.
The Grand Arcade is still under construction. It'll consist of 52 shops, 2 cafes, a restaurant and a new magistrates court. The developers hope it'll attract more shoppers and more businesses into the city centre.
We'll be bringing new names to Cambridge, so we've got Ted Baker coming, Links of London, Hugo Boss, so obviously the new names will attract people and there's going to be much more choice for the consumer, and for that reason there'll be much more on offer.
But with competition from out-of-town complexes and the internet, will the new arcade be enough to tempt shoppers into Cambridge?
It's traditionally been pretty poor. With this being built and the Grand Arcade might be improved, I don't know, but we'll have to wait and see.
I think now with the development of the shops, they are improving quite significantly. I think the parking charges are very high, and I think that'll put people off.
Price could be prohibitive, but it's about the complete experience. I mean, I've always loved Cambridge as a professional shopper, and I think where else can you get beautiful heritage and culture? Within 5 minutes walk, you've got beautiful open green spaces, you've got the diversity and rich offer that out-of-town shopping will never be able to support and offer.
The new John Lewis store began trading this morning, back in the heart of the city centre. With the Grand Arcade due for completion in the spring, it'll be the customers who decide if Cambridge deserves to be one of the region's best shopping destinations. Philippa Heath, Anglia News, Cambridge.
Other news, and there's been more disruption for rail